Alright, now we got one of the craziest fucking matches of the night. The Lumberjack match between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Ooh boy. The Lumberjacks being Big E, Bo Dallas, who Bo believed he could be at SummerSlam, and there he was as a Lumberjack. Cesaro, who just lost to Van Dam earlier in the night, in the pre-show. Curtis Axel, Damian Sandow, who was dressed I don't know what the fuck what. Again, he's been coming like every week in some stupid costume, continually getting buried even farther. Eric Rowan, Fandango, Goldust. Fandango, I don't think he's really done shit since both Summer Rae and Layla turned on him to go hang out on the Exotic Express. Let's see. Goldust, Heath Slater, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Kofi Kingston, Luke Harper, R-Truth, who conquered Bo Dallas' streak, RVD, Ryback, Sin Cara, Stardust, aka Cody Rhodes, the Great Khali, who is still around, and Titus O'Neil. Yeah. What I thought was going to be a kind of a screw job, Lumberjacks will screw, Ambrose over and Rollins is going to win. Rollins won, by the way. This ended up being one of the crazier brawls of the year. Because you had these guys, like Ambrose running, you had Rollins running. Ambrose, he's flying through the ropes, doing suicide dives into the Lumberjacks, trying to get at him. Eventually, Rollins heads up over the guardrail. Ambrose does the suicide dive into the Lumberjacks, gets on the announce table, jumps off that into Rollins, and they start brawling through the crowd. The Lumberjacks have to go into the crowd to pull these guys back into the damn ring. Eventually get four of them, they get a hold of Rollins, they're carrying them on their shoulder, and then you have Ambrose jump off the top rope out to the floor on top of Rollins, who's being carried on the Lumberjack's shoulders. Holy wild brawl. It was good. And then, Corporate Kane, yeah, he unmasked again for no goddamn reason. Now he's Corporate Kane again. Comes out eventually, the Lumberjacks all get in the ring, insane clusterfuck brawl, yada yada yada. Eventually, ref's distracted, Rollins comes in, cracks Ambrose with the briefcase, gets the win. Yeah. At this point, I was pretty much somewhat burned out, because that was insane. And I think at this point I was watching Big Brother, so there was kind of a couple tweets with Big Brother while I'm tweeting about fucking SummerSlam. Summer, yeah. Bray Wyatt defeats Chris Jericho, as I thought this would go. And of course, Rowan and Harper were also banned from ringside. See, that's what I thought was going to happen. Because at least Chris Jericho is there, he's there to put guys over. He's not there to be John Cena and bury everybody, like Cena tried to bury Wyatt a couple pay-per-views ago. Yeah, last man standing, stupid gimmick win. Fuck you, Cena. Fuck you. Of course, the crowd, cell phones, little fucking, oh god, so goddamn good. Of course, Wyatt wins, sings he's got the whole world in his hands, the crowd singing. Oh man. I swear, if Bray Wyatt doesn't end up WWE champion at one point, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Because this is one of those guys that actually would just take that title. He would have the whole world in his hands at that point. Okay. Stephanie McMahon versus Brie Bella. Conventional logic would be that Brie Bella gets her revenge on Stephanie. Not what we got. We got, I swear to God, Vince Russo wrote this match finish. Because this was a swerve. I made a joke on Twitter that fucking Nikki was giving Cena a sympathy blowjob because he was going to lose the title later in the night. It's the last time she could give him a blowjob while he's holding those belts. And then, of course, I double down on it when she comes out and after right behind Triple H, and either Brie Bella, or excuse me, Nikki Bella swallowed or wiped the jizz off her face. God. What was the fucking... There was a Urban Dictionary definition. Oh, God. So stupid. I love Urban Dictionary because it's some of the funniest shit ever. Okay, it was called the John Cena. Where your girl's giving you a blowjob, and then you pull it out right as you're about to come, right into her eyes, and then wave your hand in front of your face saying, "You can't see me." Anyway, again, you have another distracted ref, yada yada yada. Eventually, you got Nikki and Brie, and they got Stephanie between them, and then Brie turns on Nikki. Why? I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't see the point. I don't think anyone wants to see the Bellas feud. I don't. Especially when... By the way, Cole said something about being those twin magic before that swerve happened. No. It's no longer twin magic when one of them got a goddamn boob job, okay? Oh, God. This was... Yeah. You see what I mean about... This was kind of one of those what-the-fuck pay-per-views. A lot of unexpected shit. But crazy, just crazy. I don't know where they're going with this. Nikki... Brie feud, but... I don't care. At least for one pay-per-view, we had two Divas matches that were actually worth watching. And they were between women or at least two who can wrestle. One who busts her ass when she doesn't have to, whose last match was about 11 years ago. And one who's only back is because she was banging one of the top stars in the company. Actually, both Brie and Nikki are back because Brie ended up, was banging, and now he married Daniel Bryan, and Nikki was banging Cena. Yeah. This is definitely getting split up into two parts. I'm already pushing 50 goddamn minutes. Oh my god. Orton Reigns. Oh, by the way, side note. Going back to the Ambrose, he's been doing this thing where he gets knocked into the ropes, he leans kind of back onto the middle rope, kind of outside the ring, and then he springs back up, hits a clothesline. I swear, Ambrose got tips on how to hit a clothesline from JBL. Ambrose's clothesline reminds me of JBL's clothesline from hell. It's awesome, just boom! Orton Reigns. I'm so glad Orton didn't go over. Oh man, Orton he gets hit with the Superman punch, ends up spear. I think he went for the I think he hit the RKO at some point. But anyway, then he ends up going for the punt kick, which he hasn't used in fucking years. I don't think he's actually hit one since I think it was 2009 when he used it on Vince and Shane McMahon. But yeah, the punt kick was always one of those things that was a way they took people out. When someone went away for, heal up from an injury, Shawn Michaels, he hurt, I don't remember what it was, hamstring or his back. I don't remember what exactly it was in 2007. Or concussion, I don't remember what exactly it was. But they had Orton come out and just kick him in the head, and we didn't see Shawn for 5 months. It was always one of those things that they use that this is, okay, if we want to take something, let's have, Orton kick him in the head. We'll not see him for, whatever. Misses the punt kick, and Reigns goes in and rolls, boom, spear, win. Yeah. I think hopefully this is a one-time thing between Orton and Reigns. I don't know, maybe they're going to go to Night of Champions. I don't know. But Reigns came out looking pretty damn strong out of this. Speaking of strong, the main event. The 15-time world champion, Fruity Pebbles, fucking jabroni, 5 moves of doom. Fucking John Cena versus the man who conquered the Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar. Now, I was so fucking scared that they were gonna pull in our Cena wins, LOL, and just completely piss on the fact that Brock conquered the streak. They didn't do that. They didn't. No, they didn't. They not only had Brock win. He hit 2 F5. He hit 2 F5. He hit one in the first minute of the match and then one to end it. Okay. It took 3 F5s to put Taker down. See, now, what does that say about John Cena? He's obviously, you know, not as tough as Undertaker because he only took 2. But then again, Brock hit 16 fucking German suplexes. I mean, come on, Kurt Angle doesn't even throw guys that much in a match. Holy fuck! My God. I'm not kidding. This was... They not only had Brock win. They not only had Brock beat Cena for the title. They had Brock dominate John Cena. I don't recall. Cena got... I think he got his little attitude adjustment. He got the STF in at one point. He got some shots in, but he didn't do much. He got destroyed. Think about how strong that makes Brock Lesnar look. Because you have a guy in Brock Lesnar who legit, absolute legit fighter. He won the UFC heavyweight title in his 3rd ever fight. He could legit beat your ass on the street. He could legit, you run into him in a dark alley, and he feels like he will fucking kick your ass. And there's nothing you can do about it. Cena had always been this overcome the odds, Superman, kick out at 2, fucking... At some point, it got tiring. Because you would always see it over and over. And the point for me when I finally got sick of it was, oddly enough, SummerSlam 4 years ago. When they had the big, 7-on-7 tag match against the Nexus. Here's what happened. The Nexus at the time was Michael Tarver. No one cares who the fuck he is. You had Skip Sheffield, now Ryback. You had David Otunga, who no one cares about. You had Heath Slater, who's now getting wins. You had Justin Gabriel, who's on NXT now. You had... Fuck. Because it was, goddamn... Darren Young. Okay, Darren Young, that's right. And then Wade Barrett. Daniel Bryan was also part of this group in the beginning, when they had the initial big, they came in and wrecked everything on Raw. But he choked Justin Roberts with his own tie. And they actually fired him. Which I think was, okay, you know what? We're just going to fight. You're going to... he took his lumps. It was, okay, we're just going to bring him back. They brought him back for SummerSlam. So it's an elimination match. See, I thought they were building Nexus to be this NWO. They were going to be the guys, and they were going to just run Raw shut on Raw. Not... They were until this point. Because, and even Cena admitted this is a bad idea after the fact. I remember hearing an interview with, it was involving Chris Jericho and Edge, I believe? Was it? Edge, I think it was Edge and Jericho. I don't remember where I heard about it. But basically, Cena got like a DDT or the fucking wasteland or something on the floor. Just to come back and beat was it two guys from Nexus? I think I want to say Darren Young and fucking Barrett. But that was the point where, like, okay, this guy's obviously out for himself, because the logical conclusion of the match should have been the Nexus winning, and then you could have had them, lose at some point, build up like some guy, to eventually do it. But quite frankly, they literally cut that group's legs right out from under them barely even 2 months after. And then, of course, you had Cena end up losing a match where he had to join the Nexus to, of course, win his freedom and then fully bury he buried Wade Barrett on a pay-per-view under a bunch of chairs. So, yeah. See, Brock hits the F5 beginning of the match, and there was a few points where Cena got some offense, but literally, Brock conquered John Cena. And the whole internet rejoiced. Yep. This whole Lesnar-Cena biggest fight of the summer match can pretty much be summed up like this. John Cena, for years, had always been Superman. That's the big joke online, is that he's Superman. He can't be destroyed. He has little weaknesses. He overcomes the odds. Just the fucking I cannot be beat, yada yada yada, you know, Superman, pretty much untouchable. I say that he has little weaknesses because Superman has always had one big weakness, and it was kryptonite. I had originally said that Cena may be Superman, but Brock Lesnar is kryptonite. But this last Friday on Slamcast, Michael Burhan decided, and I completely forgot about this. I actually saw that. I remember watching this. I actually found the DVD for like $1, or like $2 or something. I actually watched it. It basically said Lesnar is Doomsday, the only thing to ever kill Superman. Yes. It was like when the parallel, and I think about it, was so weird because what you saw is Lesnar basically just destroying him. He's picking him apart. Boom, hits that first F5 in the beginning of the match. Beats him down for, I think it was a good 15 minutes, somewhere around that. It was suplex after suplex, in between the body shots, the punches, the MMA, knees to the ribs. I mean, he is systematically destroying Cena. And it was almost like when he picked him up for that second F5, it was that moment where, okay, kind of going back, now I think Doomsday, now I think of this. It was like when Abyss was managed by James Mitchell years ago. When, he'd hit the button on the detonator. So Abyss would hit the black hole slam when, Abyss would be beating down his opponent, and then all of a sudden Mitchell would give the signal. That's what that reminded me of. But again, the parallel with Cena being Superman and Lesnar being Doomsday is so eerie, because that's what happened in, you know, the death of Superman. You saw what happens when, because basically Superman's only other weakness is if you keep him out of sunlight for too long. But you keep him out, and you can actually beat him down into nothing. That's what happened. What you saw is basically Lesnar systematically picking apart John Cena. Yes, what this was is Cena may be Superman, but Brock Lesnar is Doomsday. This went on way longer than I'd intended. So this is gonna end up being part 2. I might cut this into 3 parts, actually. Yeah, I'm just gonna do 3. It's gonna be a 3-parter. Wow. Yeah, I got a lot of footage to record. So that's it. That was SummerSlam in a rather long nutshell. Alright, you can, find me on Slamcast every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, live on the Retro Unlimited Network. You can find me, obviously, here on this channel. Subscribe, like, comment, whatever. Check me out on the Users Podcast. We have our own Users YouTube channel, and then we also have... I'm also a part of the Hey Listen video game podcast. We actually just did me and ZRPG just did a discussion on Big Brother and why it's so entertaining to watch. I think I retweeted that on my Twitter account, which will be linked again down fucking below. But that's it. I'm done. I gotta start getting this stuff recorded and edited. Pegasus out.